Lacey arrived for the hastily called meeting, but sat in his souped-up Dodge Durango.
I think we're in a standoff.
As the minutes ticked by, Lacey drove around looking for a way into the station.
So somebody closed the garage on the acting chief, and now he's pulling away.
Then it was time to play hide and seek with Mayor Henyard as she circled the station looking to avoid our cameras and questions.
For more than a half an hour now, we've been playing this cat and mouse game with the acting police chief and now Mayor Henyard.
Lacey later returned, but still wasn't talking.
Are you in charge? Who's in charge?
What about us? What about our fears? What about our tax dollars? I wish the FBI is around the corner so they can come and raid this place, because all of y'all deserve to go to jail.
More drama in Dolton today. In the previous video, I spoke on the latest FBI indictment of Dolton Police Chief Louis Lacey. He was basically fired last week by the Board of Trustees, but ignored them and continued to go to work. A week later on Monday, that's when the FBI indicted him.
We are continuing to follow breaking news. The top cop in South Suburban Dolton is facing a bankruptcy charge tonight, leading to new questions about who's in charge of the police department and whether the feds are closing in on the village's mayor.
Now Mayor Porkchop says she can do whatever she wants and reinstated him as police chief.
Whatever, I do what I want.
All that and more coming up, but first, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell. Won't waste any time, let's jump into it.
Several new developments in South Suburban Dolton today. First, the state comptroller has suspended some payments to the village because it has failed to follow the law by providing financial reports. That was just today. The comptroller says that she's concerned following our reporting on allegations of mismanagement in Dolton. The decision means that the village won't receive $135,000 this year that the state usually transfers to communities for unpaid traffic, parking citations, and other judgments. And that's not all that's happening in Dolton today.
Are you in charge? Who's in charge?
And a power struggle is also playing out.
It's a police standoff, but it's unlike any you've seen. It's unclear exactly who is running the police department and the rest of the village as Mayor Tiffany Henyard struggles to show that she's still in control. Ben Bradley continues his exclusive reporting from Dolton.
Is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman?
Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard tried to fire her top aide last week, but was met with silence from trustees who refused to vote on the termination.
This what y'all say about the person. Y'all say he's never at work, he'll do his job. Is this what y'all say? So what we doing, guys?
The standoff is surprising given that trustees once despised Village Administrator Keith Freeman for helping Henyard run the show in Dolton and Thornton Township, but he's now cooperating with trustees investigating Henyard's spending.
I had trouble following it as well, but now Keith Freeman is cooperating, doing what he should have been done in the first place.
Cooperating with trustees.
With the trustees, absolutely, doing his job.
Keith Freeman is now a whistleblower. Before, he was there to help her do her dirty work. That's when the trustees wanted him out. But since the feds got to him, Tiffany Tahoe no longer trusted him because she believed he could also be cooperating with the feds against her. This whole thing is very interesting. Keith Freeman knows everything about all the criminal activity from day one. He was her partner in crime.
That leads us back here to the steps of the Dolton Police Department. Trustees tried to fire Henyard's hand-picked acting police chief, Louis Lacey, after their investigation found he collected $200,000 in overtime that they say he wasn't entitled to. Mayor Henyard wasn't having it. She insists Lacey is still the village's top cop.
Dolton police officers and commanders received an email summoning them to a mandatory meeting with Mayor Henyard and Chief Lacey. Soon after, Freeman fired off a reply that read, "Louis Lacey is no longer employed by the village of Dolton. Mr. Lacey is not allowed in any spaces reserved for employees without an escort."
We'd like to talk to you about whether you're still running things here in Dolton.
The reporter just knocked on the door like a Jehovah's Witness, and Chief Lacey up there hiding like he's trying to roll down the blinds. Let's see if Lacey rolls down the window.
Lacey arrived for the hastily...
So no, Lacey did not roll down the window. This man got fired after stealing OT, and now he's having a standoff trying to stay in control.
We'd like to talk to you about whether you're still running things here in Dolton.
Lacey arrived for the hastily called meeting, but sat in his souped-up Dodge Durango.
I think we're in a standoff.
As the minutes ticked by, Lacey drove around looking for a way into the station.
So somebody closed the garage on the acting chief, and now he's pulling away.
Then it was time to play hide and seek with Mayor Henyard as she circled the station looking to avoid our cameras and questions.
For more than a half an hour now, we've been playing this cat and mouse game with the acting police chief and now Mayor Henyard.
Lacey later returned, but still wasn't talking.
Are you in charge? Who's in charge?
WGN Investigates obtained video of Henyard telling police commanders this afternoon she and Lacey are still running things.
Keith Freeman do not work here, he's fired. So stop playing these silly games, Board of Trustees, and putting people's lives in jeopardy.
Do what you want, but anything after this is insubordination.
We are following some breaking news out of suburban Dolton.
And this comes just days after the trustees terminated the deputy police chief. Now the mayor of the village, Tiffany Henyard, has appointed him to a new position. NBC5's Regina Waldrop has a reaction on today's announcement.
Good evening. An illegal appointment. That's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise, and now they're talking to legal counsel to figure out their next steps. Now, it was last Monday that Deputy Dolton Police Chief Louis Lacey was put on administrative leave by the Dolton Village Board. Trustees say he returned to work the next day and was later fired for insubordination. Then today, trustees say they got word that Mayor Tiffany Henyard has now appointed Lacey as police chief without trustees voting on this appointment, and they say Lacey has also not been sworn in to the position. Now, Lacey was in court a short time ago. He was arraigned on federal bankruptcy fraud charges. It's alleged that he lied under oath in a scheme to hide assets and income from creditors to avoid paying more than $40,000 in a lawsuit settlement.
Well, Mr. Lacey is absolutely not guilty of all 9 counts. I believe he's cooperating. And if you cooperate, you have to admit your guilt first.
And happening here tonight in South Holland, a special meeting called by the Thornton Township Board of Trustees. They have a number of items on the agenda looking to curtail spending that they say is being done by Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who is also township supervisor. We should also mention that the township is now into its new fiscal year and still without a budget. Reporting from South Holland, I'm Regina Waldrop, NBC5 News.
Regina, thank you very much. And there are more money troubles tonight for the village of Dolton. Illinois Comptroller Susanna Mendoza has stopped what are called offset fund payments to the south suburb. She says Mayor Tiffany Henyard's administration has not submitted required financial reports to her office. As a result, payments from those who owe traffic fines and parking tickets and other municipal dollars have been halted. A recent investigation found Dolton is more than $3.5 million in debt.
The feds need to come pick all of them up right now. Lacey was running the police department as deputy police chief, terminated last week, and the mayor this week, she turned around and gave him a new position. The title, police chief.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
So he went from deputy police chief, acting police chief, to the highest title in the department, police chief. Yeah, they need to come and get both of them right now. Mayor Porkchop and this janky police chief. He's already been charged by the feds at the top of the week. We learned about that on Monday. A week after he was placed on administrative leave by village trustees, then fired for insubordination for defiantly coming to work when they held him accountable for stealing OT. And then listen, now he's at the police station telling officers he's still in charge and they better listen to him, threatening to fire them for insubordination if they don't go against village leaders.
Do what you want, but anything after this is insubordination.
I can't. Let me know what you think about this hot mess below. Special thank you to Roland C. I appreciate you, Roland, for your contributions to the channel, helping these videos to come out. You're greatly appreciated. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.